Often the first response is to orient everything in the house towards the view and open the house up to the view as much as possible. But that can come with some negative sort of outcomes. You've got to deal with sun, you've got to deal with the elements that you get on the coast. You don't want to be overexposed. We design in a lot of coastal areas and they can vary. New Zealand coastlines can be very rugged, but something about the southern coastline of Victoria that geologically feels older, more weathered, less jagged. The gums here and the tea tree, it's all a bit stunted and hunkered down because of the harshness of this coast, the southerly ocean, and southerly winds that batter most of the year round shape the coastline. Imagine that the house might be almost rock-like or geological in nature, a shell that weather over time and a kind of a low profile which works for the planning requirements, keeping the height down, but that fits with the feel of this coastline.
Given their house is on the Great Ocean Road and basically on the beach, there's a bit of pressure involved. It's obviously on a very rugged coastline. It's a sloping site, there's levels at play that we had to sort of stick to. There's a certain level of quality of build that needs to be executed there. The detailing was all rugged enough to handle the conditions and also just making sure that it meets the design intent. So just making sure that every step of the process was executed properly.
So you think about the orientation of the building and the secondary spaces that you might be able to form inside and out. You've got a variation of spaces and outlooks and aspects. You can stand on the beach or on a cliff edge and get the whole view, but with a house, you're trying to give a range of experiences of the environment through different times of the year and different times of the day. The owners had a house on the site for 15 years. They knew the site really well. They enjoyed aspects of the house that was already there, so we want to pull some of those qualities through into the new design. It needed to be understated. I'd noticed myself on a few coastal drives that some of the architecture looked maybe a bit overcooked for the context, so just wanted to be restrained. Just sit nicely, become a part of this coastal terrain. From all aspects, like looking back from the beach back up to the house or as you approach the house.
There was a bit of history before I got involved with planning and concept, and obviously we came and had a look, mostly because I wanted to go to the beach, but it was an interesting one for us to sort of have a lot of the things laid out for us. And so for us, it was about trying to be respectful to what was already done. It feels like a cohesive house. It doesn't feel like this person did the inside, that person did the outside, and this is what the clients did. I think we all were on the same page, and I think that's pleasing.
The metal cladding, the skin that wraps over the building, makes it what it is. Notions of durability and protection, just a hard shell that would weather through the years.
We wanted it to feel like it was a hard shell that belonged in the surf coast. So colour and the tone of the cladding was very important, and UniCote Lux Corten Red was a really great choice for that because it had a really deep, rich tone to it. The initial concept ideas were about rusted tins or traditional Corten products, but we found that they patina and weather over time and often have a rougher appearance that we were hoping for. We were hoping to choose something that would last the test of time, especially in that coastal environment. This project is located effectively on the Great Ocean Road. It cops a smashing from all different elements: rain, sun, wind, salty water, all in one day often. So we needed to pick a product that could really stand those conditions and last a long time. With the UniCote Lux Corten Red being a pre-painted steel cladding, it has a corrosion resistant coating, which means that it will hold up to the weather conditions on the surf coast. And a big benefit of the product as well is that it's very low maintenance. So on a particularly salty, windy day, the clients can hose that product down and it will come up really well. Then it was a matter of finding timbers that would complement that. So you can start to see it's starting to weather in place, which looks really nice in this coastline. And that single skin is just really holding strong, even though it cops a battering regularly. Being inside the house, it just really feels quite calming and soft and quiet. As soon as you open the doors, you can hear a lot of the waves and the ocean and the wind. But when they're closed, there's a real calm that comes across the house. It's mostly about just feeling sort of connected to that landscape within as well, and it feeling like a protected, warm place that's inside a rugged external landscape. I think the most pleasing thing about the house is just its general sense of calm and shelter. I've always wanted to be in the water and look up and see something that I've had something to do with. And if I go for a surf, I can point and say, I helped do that. So it's something that I'll, forever be able to look at now. So it's something that I'm proud of.
Striving for simplicity is not the same as minimalism. Trying to keep life and warmth, a sense of homeliness, while keeping things simple and straightforward is actually quite a challenge. Being able to address all the issues that come with a site in the simplest way possible with a single brush stroke, if you like, is kind of the holy grail of design. The original idea of shelter, a lean-to or of a tent, capturing that in a modern building, it's a continuum that's always been there in everything that's ever been built. I think in a house especially, it should reflect that simplicity of just shelter. Really what this house is trying to create is some spaces to live in, to inhabit, that protected from the elements while at the same time being connected to them. And I think having come here today, I think it does it really well. So I'm proud of that.